What's up, guys? We got the beautiful fall foliage behind me. Today we're testing the Adidas Adizero Adios Pro. Can't wait to try these out, so let's get to it. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Run with Jay channel, where we talk about running, fitness, and lifestyle. And in today's video, we're doing another shoe review of the hot new Adidas Adizero Adios Pro racing shoe from Adidas. This is their answer to Nike's top-end Next Percent racing shoes, and we're going to see if this shoe can actually compete with those shoes. And after testing this out, I was thoroughly impressed. So in this video, we're going to dive deep into the shoe to learn about the specs, what I like and dislike about the shoe, as well as how it performed on my first run. So if you guys are new to this channel, welcome. Please hit that like and subscribe button, as well as the bell for notifications, and let's get started. So this shoe was released in a limited quantities around the summer of this year in 2020, around June 30th. That shoe was a lottery and it was sold out super fast. And there was another release around September, and that was sold out about 15 minutes. And then also in October, there was another release, and that is selling out pretty fast as well. So this is Adidas's new hot shoe for racing, and supposed to compete against the top-end Nike racing shoes. So the Adizero Adios Pro costs $200 here in the US, which is pretty competitive compared to other brands, and it has a 8.5 millimeter heel drop with a 39 millimeter in the heel and 30.5 millimeter in the forefoot. And this shoe also weighs at just under 8 ounces, 7.9 ounces for a size 9 to be exact. So it's not the super heaviest shoe out there, but it's also not the lightest racing shoe out there. And this is Adidas's rendition of the high stack cushion racing shoe, similar to those of the Nike Alpha Fly or the Nike Vaporfly, with the high stack height and a huge amount of cushion for comfort. And so this is not your typical low to the ground road feeling shoe that some people might like with a Meta Racer from Asics or the Adizero Pro, because they are lower to the ground and you can actually feel the road while you're running. I know some runners like the high stack cushion, comfort shoe, while others want to feel the ground while they're running. And the color that I have is the Signal Pink Cloud White Shock Pink color. Earlier, the color released was the Cloud White, Signal Coral, and Core Black color. So this new hot pink color is very nice. I really like the design of this shoe. Between all of the high stack shoes that are out there for racing, this probably is the best looking shoe out there. The design of the stripes look very similar to the other Adidas shoes, like the Adizero Pro. Adidas shoes are always designed very nicely, so the top of the shoe is very nice, and it also uses the same upper as well. So this shoe is made up of 4 important components. You have the top upper, which is made of something called cellular mesh. It provides flexibility, breathability, and lightweight support, so it's very comfortable to run in. There's plenty of toe room on the top. It's a very snug fit, so I like it. It's also breathable and comfortable, so water resistance wise, I don't think it'll be very good at that, so it's not something you want to use in bad weather. On the foam down here, you have something called the Light Strike Pro, which is an upgrade of the regular Light Strike foam. It's super light, and it stores and returns more energy than ever before that Adidas has used. And it gives you a lot of cushioning, and it also sheds a lot of weight. So this Light Strike Pro foam is a lot better than the regular Light Strike foam that I ran in on the Adizero Pro. It feels a lot softer, more bouncy, and more cushion compared to the other shoe, which is a little bit more stiffer. So Adidas did a really good job creating this Light Strike Pro foam, and I really like it. It is almost there compared to the Zoom X foam from Nike, but it's just a little bit off from that, but it's very good foam indeed, so from Adidas. And in the middle of the shoe, where the magic happens, the midsole, instead of a full-length carbon fiber plate in the shoe, you have a carbon fiber heel plate in the back of the shoe between all of this Light Strike Pro foam. And in the top by the forefoot area, you have something called the carbon infused energy rods that's designed to help drive transition that limits energy loss. So it's pretty interesting. The rods are shaped like your toes, so they're supposed to give you more energy return. It's supposed to give you cushion, and it's a different take from Adidas compared to all the other brands that are using full-length carbon fiber plate. It's supposed to give you more comfort, to give you more energy return when these rods are right under your toes compared to just a full-length carbon fiber plate. So that was interesting design as well, and I definitely felt the difference. It's super quick and snappy, and I really like the design. So if you're comparing the shoe with other shoes out there in the similar price range, you're going to be looking at the Adidas Adizero Pro, of course, which is the other rendition of the full-length carbon fiber plate that Adidas has. That has a weight at about 8.4 ounces for a size 9, which is a little bit heavier than this Adios Pro. And the offset is also a little bit higher with a 9.5 millimeter offset. However, that shoe is more low to the ground, so it feels a little bit stiffer, and you're also able to feel the ground a little bit more. So for people that like to be a little feel the ground while you're running, that shoe might be good for you. And also the $200 competition, the Saucony or Northern Pro is definitely up there in the lineup. So that shoe is super fast, super light, and it weighs at 7.5 ounces, which is a little bit lighter than the Adios Pro. And also the offset is about 8 millimeters, so the stack height of that shoe is a little bit lower compared to the Adios Pro. And of course, you're going to look at the Nike Alpha Fly Next Percent and the Vaporfly Next Percent. Those are very light at 7.4 ounces for the Alpha Fly and 6.4 ounces for the Vaporfly. The offset is 4 millimeters for the Alpha Fly, 8 millimeters for the Vaporfly. The Adios Pro is about $50 cheaper than the Vaporfly and $75 cheaper than the Alpha Fly Next Percent. And also, if you want to throw in the Tempo Next Percent, which was just released from Nike, that's around $200. That has a weight about 9.2 ounces for a size 9, which is actually a little bit heavier than the Adios Pro. So my first run in this shoe was about 13 miles. It was very responsive, very comfortable. Didn't have any hot spots or pain or anything like that with the shoe. The only thing I did notice was when you're running, you can actually feel the rods, the carbon fiber rods in the forefoot, which felt kind of strange in the beginning. It felt like something was stuck under your shoe. However, I kind of got used to it over time, but that's something that some people might not be used to. It almost felt like it was a defect in the shoe, but those were just the carbon infused rods coming out. Other than that, I didn't have any issues with slipping or traction. Even though the layer of rubber on the bottom is super thin, I didn't have any issues with that. But I didn't run either in like wet surfaces, so I don't know yet. But it doesn't look like it's it can hold traction well compared to your other typical Adidas shoes that has the Continental rubber on them. I don't know why Adidas chose to go with the smooth feel on the bottom, but I'm assuming this is to shave weight. But other than that, the shoe felt comfortable. The upper was breathable and light. No hot spots. The back and the Achilles, I didn't have any issues with blisters or rubbing. The shoe just felt, good overall. It was lightweight. The foam is responsive. However, I did, comparing it to the Vaporfly, it still is a little bit off. I think the ZoomX foam on the Vaporfly is still a little bit more responsive, lighter, and more snappier. However, the shoe is definitely one of the best Adidas shoes I've tried on. So Adidas did a great job with creating a shoe for those people that love high stack foams, that like to cushion rather than the lower to the ground feel. So this shoe definitely helps with that. So overall, good shoe. I still would choose the Vaporfly over it, but it's definitely a step forward from Adidas. So what do I like about this shoe? The first thing I like about this shoe is the design of the shoe. It looks very nice. This neon pink and blue colorway is super cool looking. You can definitely see this shoe from miles away. I really like the design, the color, and it looks different, from other shoes. So I am glad Adidas is taking cues from companies like Saucony, creating something with these neon hue colors out there, which is super nice. Secondly, I really like the Light Strike Pro foam. It's a lot better than the regular Light Strike foam, and in this shoe they put a ton of that foam on here, as you can see with the stack height. And the foam is very nice. It's super lightweight, it's responsive, and it's also very comfortable. It reminds me of the ZoomX foam in a way, but just not as snappy and responsive as the ZoomX foam. But it's still very nice, and I think Adidas is almost there. So one thing I don't like about the shoe is on the bottom where the rubber is. It's kind of very plain, and the rubber on the shoe is super thin if you're looking at it. And I have a feeling that this shoe is not going to last very long. Maybe Adidas intended this to be a racing shoe, so you might only choose this for race day. But other than that, I'm very worried about how long this shoe can actually last in terms of mileage wise. There's no actually like grip pattern or anything on the rubber. It's just plain flat rubber, which is interesting, and I'm scratching my head thinking why they decided to do this. So I'm also, because of this, I'm also wary about running in wet surfaces with this. So I have a feeling that this might not be the best shoe in terms of grip. But so far, while running on dry conditions, I didn't have any trouble with slipping or anything like that. But the bottom outsole is definitely something that's concerning to me. Also, what I don't like about the shoe is the shoe, when you're running, you can feel the carbon-infused rods protruding out from underneath the foam. Kind of feels a little bit weird, like something's wrong with your shoe or there's something stuck underneath it, but it's just those responsive rods coming out. So I didn't really enjoy the feeling while running with those things sticking out, but I guess I could get used to it over time. So that was one thing I didn't like. I did hear that on some people's shoes that the rods actually protruded out, so that's a little bit scary to think about. But yeah, while you're running, you might feel like there's rods or something stuck underneath your shoe, but that's actually just the carbon-infused rods moving. So overall, I think Adidas has done a great job with this Adios Pro racing shoe. It's definitely catered for marathon runners and longer distances. It's definitely a racing shoe for sure, but people can definitely use this for a tempo shoe or a faster day running shoe. You can even use this as an overall trainer. However, I don't know how long the bottom outsole will last since it's super thin. And after a 12-mile run, I can already see some like scuffs from the rubber on the bottom. Overall, the foam is very comfortable, and it's definitely the best foam I've tried on from Adidas. And it's also, I think, the best racing shoe that I've tried on from Adidas, even compared to the Adizero Pro. That shoe is lower to the ground, so that might be for people who likes the lower to the ground feeling, and you'll be able to feel the ground while you're running, while this shoe is more higher, so you'll feel the foam more. It'll give you more comfort and cushion and responsiveness, so people like the high stack height like the Vaporfly or the Alpha Fly will probably enjoy this shoe as well. So overall, Adidas has done a great job with this shoe at $200. It's a little bit in that a range where there's so many competition from Saucony, Nike, and Asics even. So it's a tough call. I think this is a good shoe, but it's still not better than the Vaporfly or the Alphafly for $50 or $75 more. But it's in that category where, you know, if you like Adidas and you like the way they run and their foam, this is probably the best racing shoe that Adidas has created. So it's up to personal opinion. Great shoe, but I still think there are better shoes out there in terms of marathon racing. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. So, you know, this shoe is still hard to get. I think it's still sold out right now online, and it just seems like every popular shoe these days are sold out, and people are having a hard time getting them. So if you guys have any other comments, feedback, or questions, please feel free to leave them down below. If you do have this shoe, I would love to hear how you like it or dislike it. And if you guys still haven't subscribed, please feel free to hit that like and subscribe button. And I hope you guys are staying safe out there, and I'll talk to you guys on the next run.